Okay. Hello, everybody. I welcome back you all to this particular session, which is lesson number 33 for HTML, right? So I hope you guys have seen my earlier videos as well. Recently, I started one session at 6:45, which went till 7:50, and we understood there about dates in JavaScript, right? So if you do not know what's going on here, let me tell you about it, what's happening. So basically, we at CodeBeyond, which is by Unacademy, we are actually providing some free content to our students who wants to, who are looking for a job, who wants to practice coding, who wants to learn front-end development or any kind of development, like back-end development, a Python language or SQL language. So all these sessions, we are creating playlists for it, and so that every students can get this content for free. So I am here covering the front end part of it. So I'm covering the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript of it. And later on, once JavaScript will get completed, then we'll start Bootstrap framework and then the other libraries and frameworks as well, right? And if any particular new language will be there, then we will also cover that as well. So right now, we have already covered some of the HTML, some of the CSS, and some of the JS. If you have not seen that, then go ahead and look at the playlist. You will see all my videos are there in the playlist so that you can go through one by one what all things are there. So this is lesson number 33 where we are covering HTML canvas. So we are going to understand how to create a canvas, how to create some random color boxes and all. And some of the people have asked me like, how can we create a particular box with different color, because that was asked to him in the interview. So we are here with that. So in this session, we are going to understand how we can do that, right? And if you do not know about me and if you are new here, so let me tell you about me. My name is Ritwik Raj and I'm a corporate trainer. I'm also worked as a research analyst, content strategist, and a subject matter expert in many of the tech companies. I have 3+ years of teaching experience and I've trained graduates and corporate employees from ICN and Capgemini. I've trained more than 30K students till now. It is increasing day by day. The subject which I take is mostly into front-end development, back-end development, database languages, mostly into full stack development, and I also take sessions on tips and tricks to crack a virtual interview. So soon I'll be taking one session on interview preparation and guidelines as well, so do watch that. Now I have very good news for you that you can use my code, which is RIT10, to get a free level sample test paper. Now if you don't know what is a level, then I will tell you about that in just 1 minute. But before that, if you guys already know what is a level and you have signed up, then please, when you're registering, put up this code, which is IT10, to get a free sample test paper. And this sample test paper will help you to see and understand what type of questions will be asked in the real Relevel test. Okay. Now the people who doesn't know what is Relevel, let me tell you something about it. Now, the concept of Relevel is very unique because there are many students who are coming from a different degree and they want to jump to IT field. And there are some students who are from tier 3 college and they are not getting much opportunities or much interviews from top MNCs because they're from tier 3 college. And there are some people who are also applying to 50-60 companies, but they are not being able to get any call from those companies. Reason can be anything. The reason can be your degree, reason can be your skill, reason can be your marks, reason can be your college name as well, right? So based on that, they are judging. But here in Relevel, what will happen? Here in Relevel, it is India's first self-studying platform by Unacademy, so which is helping job seekers find their dream jobs. So you can get a job based on your skill and talent, or not basis on your degree or whatever you have done earlier. No. So you're going to get a job on the basis of your skills and talent, right? So let's understand what are the benefits which you'll get here. Over 50+ companies, including top startups and unicorns like Upgrad and all, those companies are here and here with us. And what you have to do, how we are going to judge your particular skill and talent, you have to attempt a test for free and finish your test in a single day of your choice and get your Relevel score within a week. Now, let me tell you that this particular test is of 1000 marks. So you have to score more than 700 to get a profile. The profile will be shared with all the top 50+ startups which we are connected with, and those will call you to get interviewed and hired. Now, if you score below 700, then no problem. After 30 days, you can reattempt the test. But if you want to crack it in one go, then I'll suggest you to use the code RIT10 and get a free sample test paper. Once you get that free sample test paper, what is going to happen? You are going to get an idea that what kind of questions will be asked, and you'll be ready enough to crack that particular test, right? So 1,000+ job positions across business development, front-end development, and back-end development are there, and you will be able to get all these jobs while cracking this exam. So let me tell you how to register here. Now in the video which you're watching right now, you can find the description in the below, right? So you can find in the description there's a link of Relevel. If you click on that, you'll be able to get into this page where you have to sign up. How will you sign up? Basically you have to put your mobile number and OTP will come, and hence you will sign up. After that, you will be getting one this kind of page where you have to select the test of your choice. What skill do you have? Based on that, please select the particular test and then click on it, and you have to choose the date or the slot when you want to give the test. Also, please understand that the slots are limited, so I suggest you to book it fast. Okay, and you can use my promo code mentioned in the description to get a bonus sample paper for the test. How you will use the promo code? You will use it here. So you have to fill the full name, email ID, birth year, current state, gender, and then after that you have to put the code here. Once you click on apply, you will be able to get this particular page where you can see the sample paper, right? So go ahead and practice this sample paper, have an understanding what type of questions have been asked, and then you can attempt the Relevel test. So don't wait, because as I told you, this slots are limited. So go ahead and register for it today. Suppose if you're not ready for the test, then what you can do, playlist is going on. All the playlists are there in the CodeBeyond channel for backend, for DSA, for competitive programming, dynamic programming, Python, SQL. So many sessions are going on. Go ahead and have a watch, upskill yourself, and then go ahead and register for Relevel. Okay, that's what you can do. So you can also join us in the Telegram channel, because there you're going to get an update and notifications when we are coming live, at what time, and all the project codes also you're going to get in this channel. So it's very important to join this channel. Also, if your friends are not watching this video, maybe they are working somewhere, or maybe they are stuck with some work, then tell them that this Telegram channel to join, so that they can get a notification and they can watch it from anywhere. So please hit subscribe to the channel, and also hit the notification bell so that you get notified in YouTube app as well. Also, if you're liking this session or any session whichever you are watching of mine, then please hit like for that, and also please share it with your friends, relatives, and classmates, so that they can also understand that this free sessions are going on, which is provided by totally free, and you can learn it anytime, right? Okay, so let's get started with today's topic, which is Canvas. And it will be really good if I can get a hi. I can understand who all are watching me right now. I can understand who are following this particular course from the starting, so that I get a boost that, okay, I have to come up with something extra, some project, some nice projects I have to come up with, right? So please give me a hi or cheers up. Anything will be fine. A thumbs up, a peace out, anything will be fine, right? Just put it in the live chat. Let's get started with today's topic, which is Canvas, and let's understand what we are going to do here. So basically what we are going to do here is a very simple thing. We are going to understand how we can create a canvas, how we can work with it. I hope you can see my code. One second. Yes, I think now you can see. Okay, great. Hi Lucifer. Yeah, I know you are following me from starting. I hope you're understanding everything, and I hope you're enjoying it. If you want anything extra, just put it in the live chat so that I can, put it in my notebook, where I'm actually writing all of those things which you guys have told, and I am planning to put it in the playlist as well. Okay, please give some. We need homework projects. Okay, you need some homework projects. Fine. Let me see if I can give it today also, right? Because we are understanding Canvas and SVG, so I can come up with some homework projects. But right now, any project is not ready for Canvas and SVG. So not today, but yes, from tomorrow you will get a homework project. Just give me some time. I'll just write it. So fine, Lucifer, what we'll do is from tomorrow, for every particular session, you will be getting some homework projects. I'll create some things, and I'll not show you the code. I'll just show you the web page, and I'll tell you that you have to create this. Okay. So you have to Google it. You have to, that's a very good idea what you have said. And I did not thought of this, but yes, from tomorrow you will get it. Okay. So I'll try to make the homework as difficult as possible, so that you guys can Google and start Googling it. Do not think that Googling is something which is bad, and you shouldn't copy or paste it, because that's not what we developer do. We developer always Google, always have a understanding how to Google, what to Google, and from where to get the exact output or the exact result. So you should have the sense of Googling. Okay. And yeah, that is very important. Please give some projects. Yeah, project section is coming, and I'll just update you that by this month, the end of this month, you are going to do a lot of projects, and I've already planned for it, so don't worry. And also by, I think after Diwali, we will create two major projects using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Two major projects. One will be a e-commerce website, and one will be a landing web page. Okay. So don't worry, there are some projects coming up because we are now in the words of ending the JS, HTML, and CSS. So yes, projects will be coming by this whole week. The next week, projects will be there. Sure, bro. Thanks for the update. Thank you, sir, for taking such efforts for us. No problem. Just do let me know what else you need, because I have to create all these things earlier so that I can provide you. Okay. Now, so we have to understand canvas. Canvas is basically a kind of, uh, you can say, a 2D object or a 2D shape which you need to create. Right now, whatever we have learned in HTML and CSS, we have only understand how to write a paragraph and how to create a web page. We never design something in our web page. We never make a box or some kind of thing. You can create a box using border, but that's not a canvas. That's just a border which you give around paragraph or any particular heading, right? That's not a canvas. So let's first create a file, canvas.html. Just going to give a skeleton and just going to write here understanding canvas in HTML. Okay. Now understand that when you're doing canvas, right, it's not only gonna be HTML, because using HTML, you can't create anything. Using HTML, you can only design things. When it comes to canvas, canvas should be a 2D object, as I said, right? So it will be using CSS somewhere. It will be using JavaScript somewhere. So it's not gonna be only HTML. This topic is basically for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, all three. Interview preparation. And we need interview question for HTML, CSS, JS, which will be very helpful. Yes, it is already done. I've already created a list of interview questions, and this will come live. I'll just tell you the exact date. This will come live after Diwali, just after Diwali. That means by 5th or 6th or 7th, in that days. Okay. So you will have a break of Diwali, and then you are going to see all the interview questions. So yeah, that is on track. Yes, I know it will be very helpful. We have already planned it. Those things are already ready. So that's why before that, I want to cover everything. Before 4th, before Diwali, I want to cover most of the important concepts so that in interview questions, you don't have any doubts, right? Okay. Now in the body, we are going to start writing our code. But before that, let me open my output. So I'm going to open with live server, and this is what is the output, which you can see digital clock. I'll just close it. If anybody who is not knowing what is a digital clock, please go ahead and watch my previous session, which started at 6:45 and went till 7:50. That's where I've explained about dates in JavaScript. So if you want to learn JavaScript and the date methods, go ahead and watch it. So this is my output of understanding canvas in HTML. And now let's come back and let's start writing some codes here. So first of all, what we are going to do is we are going to create a very basic canvas, a very small square or rectangle canvas, and then slowly we'll write and involve some different things inside it. So we're going to use, okay, first of all, if I write canvas and hit enter, then what happens? We are getting a canvas tag. Now in this canvas tag, I'm going to use an ID. I'm just going to write here first canvas. This is the ID which I've given. I'm going to give a width 200 let's say a height, let's say 300, and I'm also giving a style where I'm going to give a border, and I'm going to give here 2 pixel solid black. Okay, so this is what I've created. Now if I save this, let's see what is happening in my browser. 1 second. Anything wrong? Canvas ID, width, height, style, border, 2 pixels, solid. Solid spelling is wrong. Okay, now let's have a look. Yep. So now you can see I'll bring it to 100, and this is what I'm getting, right? So this is what is my first canvas which I've created. Now you will be telling me that I can create this using border by anything, right? I can create this using paragraph. But when you're doing this using paragraph, you have to write some content. Then only it will create it. Correct? So using canvas, you can draw this thing anywhere and anytime. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some JavaScript to it. So I'm going to add some of these script tags to this particular code. So let's understand what are the things we are going to write here. Now this is something new which you're going to understand here. Okay. So I'm going to write here the script tag. Inside the script tag, I'm taking a variable, let's say C, and here I'm going to just write document dot get element by ID. This ID, I'll be giving the same ID which I've given in my canvas. Okay, so let's say I'm giving here first canvas. Once again, my live chat is not okay. Perfect. Best part of your session are they are super interactive and very student friendly explanation. Yes, that's my whole point, because if I'm explaining in a same manner how you can understand in a tutorial, if you open any HTML tutorial, right, you'll be finding all these things. All these things are explained, but you won't be able to understand it just watching the tutorial, right? So there are some people who are starting learning or who can understand things when somebody teaches them, and that's why I try to make it easy for you so that you can understand, right? So yeah, that's the whole motto of this sessions. First canvas, and then I'm going to write here nothing. Why I'm not writing dot inner HTML equal to something? Because I don't want to print something here. What I want is whatever is there in the first canvas, whatever drawing or whatever 2D thing, whatever is there, is gonna come inside this variable. Okay, so what is happening here should come inside this variable. That's what I want. Next, I'm going to take another variable. Let's say I'm taking it as canvas itself. Okay, let's not take canvas, let's take canv. Okay, and here what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same variable which I have used here, and I'm going to give a context to this. Now what is this context? Understand what is this context. This is having two meaning. One, that you can use a 2D effect. The second, that you can use a 3D effect. Right now I'm using a 2D effect. 3D also I'm going to show you, but later on when we'll start with transform or transition on animation, that's where we will see our 3D. Here I'm just making it a 2D thing. So because I want the context of this particular square or rectangular canvas to be a 2D way. So that's my canv. Now to this canv, I'm writing some methods. So first of all, I'm giving move to. Okay. Let's give a 0, 0 value. And then I'm going to use again one more thing. Line 2. I'm going to use 0, 0. I am using 0, 0. Please understand later on I will change these numbers, but right now I'm just giving 0, 0. Let's understand what is happening till here. Okay. So let's say I'm going to my browser. You can see I've not saved the file, so I'm going to save the file. Right now you can see there's nothing here, right? It's not showing me anything. This is not even showing me a particular line somewhere or nothing is happening, right? Now let's come back and let's write here one value. So let's say that I'm writing here 200, 100. Okay, let's go back again. Again, you can see that there is nothing happening, correct? Let's come back, and here I'm going to use one more thing. I'm going to use can dot stroke. Okay, let's save this. Let's go back. Now we can see something, right? So I hope the first thing which you have understood right now is the stroke method, right? So what is the stroke method? Basically, when I wrote stroke, then I can see some line is coming. I don't know why is it coming starting from here and why is it ending here, or whether this is the starting point or that is the ending point. I don't even know anything about it. But I just know that whenever I'm writing stroke, it is giving me a line. Okay. So stroke will provide you a particular line. If you're not writing this, it's not gonna give you that line. And stroke means a line. Okay. Now I've given here, if you look at the height and width of my canvas, what is the height and width of my canvas? It's 200 and 300. Understand, the height is 300 and the width is 200, right? Now, if you look at this line 2, right, and move 2, these two things does something. So let's understand what does it do. Now, if this 0, if I move it to 50, let's say I move it to 100, okay? And I'm going to not save it. I'm just going to my browser, and now I'm going to save this 1, 2, and 3. So you can see what is happening. What I have changed, I have written move to 100, 0, right? 100 means the width. So what is the width? The total width of the canvas is 200. If you remember, the total width of the canvas is 200. When I've written move to 100, so this line moved to 100 width. That is what is the meaning. It moved to 100 width. What will happen if I move it to 50? You know what will happen, right? So let's go back. Let's save this. And this is now 50. Can you see this is the range of 50? The other part is 150. Understood? Now let's see what is the next value. So I'm not changing the 50. I'll keep the 50 there only. And I'll just make this as 100. Cool. Now let's understand what is happening. So I'll come back and I'll save this. So you can see what happened. Now that which was 50, it came down, right? So what is happening? This particular corner, when I wrote 100, understand it is the height. So what is the height? The total height of this canvas is 300. If you divide this particular height into 3 parts, this is the first part, second part will come here, third part will come here. So that's why it is stuck in 100. So it's 50, 100. In an easy manner, if I explain you must be knowing Cartesian coordinates, x and y. You have some 4 lines. Here is the x and the above is the y. So 0, 0 is in the center. If 0, 10, then 0 is x and 10 is y. Similarly, we have here 50, 100. So 50 is the x and 100 is the y. I hope you have understood. And move to is only about this point. Move to is only about this point. Cool. So move to, I have kept it at what? I have kept it at 50, 100, and that's why it is stuck at 50, 100. That's my x and y axis, the coordinates. Fine. Can we move to line 2? Let's understand what is line 2. In line 2, I have given 200 and 100. 200, 100, right? Now, if you look at this particular browser, can you tell me what is line 2? The line 2 value which I have given is 200, 100. What is happening here? Which particular thing is in 200 and which particular thing is in 100? If you're not understanding, let's change these values. So let's change it to 100. Okay, let's come back and let's save this. So remember that I've changed it to 100, right? And what is the function name? Line 2. So can you see it's now in the halfway through? The line is just halfway through, correct? So the line, how much is the total line? That's what it is telling me. So the line is completely, I've given 100. The width is 200. If 50% of 200 is 100, that's why the line is half. Okay, it's halfway through. Now suppose, go back, this 100, I'm going to change it to 200. Okay, let's come back. That's my height. If I understand, if I have a bracket and if I have a comma, that means the first one is the width and the second one is the height, x comma y. So if I save this, that's my height, right? So that's 100, the line height. Okay. Now, when you do trial and error to move to and line to, you will understand what is happening. Okay. So do some trial and error, you will understand. Move to means the line where it should move. Either it should be in this corner, that corner, which corner. And that corner, how you will give? By giving the coordinates x comma y. The another thing is the line to, that means what is the width of the line, how much you want to give it, where you want to give it, those things. Okay. Stroke will make sure that the line is visible. That's what is a stroke. I hope you have understood this much. This was only to show you how you can create a line. Okay. Now let's understand how we can create a circle or how we can draw a circle. So I'm going to keep these things as it is. Okay. The C and the canva, I'll keep it as it is. These three were used to make the line. So understand, move to, line to, and stroke is used to make the line. Again, if you want to make a circle, it is also a line, right? It is also having something which will be covered with a black pencil. When you draw a line, you use a black pencil. When you draw a circle, then also you use a black pencil, right? That means can stroke will be there. This thing will be there. Why? Because I need to show the circle to the user, right? And if you don't use the pencil, stroke is like a pencil. Using the pencil, you can give a stroke to your notebook, right? In the white sheet of paper, how can you make a stroke? Using a pencil, that's what it is doing. So if you don't write a stroke, it's not going to show you anything in your user perspective. So I'm using a stroke so that I can see the circle. Okay. Now I have to use some of the things to draw my circle. Okay, so let's see what are these things. First of all, what I'm going to do, can, and here I'll not use line to or move to, but I'll use begin path. Now what is begin path? Understand that whenever is a circle, how you use a pen or a pencil to draw a circle, you take one point and then you move it, right? So you take a point and you begin the path, right? And then it makes a circle. So that's what I'm saying it to the canv. This variable is what it is. It is containing my 2D context of canvas, right? So it is telling that in the canvas, you have to begin the path. That means keep your pencil in that canvas and start making it as a circle. But I don't know how much should be the radius of that circle. I don't know how much bigger it should look like. I don't know if you need an arc or a full circle. I don't know if you need only a half circle, right? I don't know those things. So those details will be given inside this method, which is arc. Now, if you look at this arc, can you see there is some gray color which is giving me the context of arc. That means in the arc method, what all property should be there. So first is x. You must have understood what is x, the width, right? Where do you want the circle to be in the canvas? At how much x position? Y is the height. At which place, at which width and height you want the circle to be. Radius, how much bigger do you want the circle to be? Start angle, that is for the arc. So when I create an arc, right? How do you create an angle? How do you create an arc? You will take one point and you will say that I want to draw a 30 degree from this point. So you know how much is 30 degree, and you take a compass and you draw that circle, that you draw that arc, right? So you have to know the start angle and the end angle. How do you know 30 degree is the angle? If you know 30 degree as the angle, then only you will be able to create an arc. That's what I'm giving here, the start angle and the end angle. Okay. Next is counterclockwise. Now counterclockwise, if you want it to be true or false, do you want it to be clockwise or do you want it to be anti-clockwise? That's what you have to give. If you don't want to give any of the value here, don't give, but you have to give x, y and radius. Okay, so x and y, let's give here 90, 50. I'm just giving some values so that inside the canvas the circle can be seen. Let's say 30, that is the radius. Then I have to give the start angle and the end angle. So I'm going to give here start angle as 0, and then I'm going to give the end angle to be 360 degree. So I can give here 2 into math dot pi. Okay, and I am not writing any BHRV coding. How to earn money with typing in Hindi. How to earn money with typing in Hindi. This is not related, this doubt is not related to what I am teaching right now. How to earn money with typing in Hindi? I don't know. Okay, if you have some doubts related to this, please do let me know. Okay, so I'm going to use this, and first of all let me show you the browser, how, what and what is happening. So right now browser is looking like this. Let me save this and you can see what's happening. So you are getting a circle, right? Now what are the properties of this circle? So basically the width, the height, that means the x and y value is telling me that where you want to place this circle, right? Right now how much value have I given to my height? I've given 50, right? Let's say that I'm moving it to 150 because my height is 300, right? So if I write 150, what will happen? Nothing is going to change. 150, that means 300 ka half. So let's see what changes will happen. Came down, so it came in the middle, right? And what is the x value I've given? 90. What was the width, total width? 200 of the canvas. So 90 and 100 is close, so it's in between. Okay, let me just write 100. You can't see the code, I'm just making some change. So you can see it got shifted, right? So that's x and y. The radius is 30. So let me go back here. If I increase this to 40, the circle is gonna get bigger. So if I save this, circle is bigger. What is now the starting angle and the ending angle? Let's understand. So if I go back to my code and let's say to this into math pi, that is the ending angle, I'm giving 1 star math pi. That means only math pi, right? What is the pi value? 22/7, right? And if you find the area of circle, you know the area of circle, right? I don't have to say that. Also the circumference, right? So I am writing here 1 star. That means it's just math pi, right? So let me go back and now let me save this. What is happening? Half the circumference. So this is, you can understand this, what is happening, right? Let's come back. Let's give here 2 and let me change the starting angle. Let me make the starting angle as 1. Okay, have a look what is happening. Can you see this? When I've given 1, that is the starting angle, and the ending angle is the complete thing. It's giving me this particular gap here. What will happen if I give here 2? Okay, let's go back. So it's becoming larger. Soon I'll be giving 3, 4, it's gonna get increased. Okay, so that's how the starting angle and the ending angle matters a lot here. But I hope you have understood these all things, right? Now that's how you create a circle. But there is one thing which I need to make you understand: the colors, right? Because we have not seen how you can fill the colors inside those stroke. So okay, that I'll show you in the SVG, because in SVG scalable vector graphics, I'm going to show you how to fill the things. Right now, let's move ahead and draw a text. Okay, so how to draw a text? Let's see. Any questions? Any questions till now? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment this and let's see what is happening, and what I'm going to write here is basically on the text format. So let's get going. Now here, I don't want any circle. I don't want any kind of line. I want a text inside the canvas, So those two lines will be there. The 12th and the 13th line will be there. Here, what I need to do is I need to do something. I need to use something to create a text inside it, right? So when I say text, I need to have a font first of all. So I give a font. Here, there's a way to give this. First of all, you can give the font size. So let's say I want the font size to be 30 pixel. The next what you can give is, you can give the font family. Understand that font size and font family is having one term in common, which is font. So you can give font and then you can provide both the things together. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write here can dot fill text. Okay. Now this fill text will contain the word which I want to write here. So let's say I want to write here code beyond. That's what I want to write here. Okay. Now if you look here, the fill text, what it is showing you, the text and then comma x and y. Can you see? So x and y is what again? The width and the height. So that's what I'm going to give here. So next what I'm going to give, I'm going to give the width. So let's say the width, because the width is 200, let's say I'm giving 20, and the height is 300. So let's say I'm giving 100. Okay, cool. Now let's go to my browser and let's save this. So you can see CodeBeyond is coming here. The font is 30 pixel and Arial, and the width and height 20, 100. That's what it is, 20, 100. Let's say if I'm writing here, the width I'm giving it as 10. Okay, I'm changing it. You just watch. So it came a little bit this side, right? So it started from 10 width. Okay, and 100 is the whole thing. So suppose if I give here 150, because the height is 300 in total. So 50% of 300 will be 150. Save this, it's coming in between, right? So I hope you understood this also, and how to give the text inside the canvas, right? Now the next what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this as it is, but here instead of fill, I'll write here something else. So I'll write here stroke. Okay, now understand what's going to happen. Let's save this and you can see what is happening. So stroke, if you can't see, let me show you. So stroke is basically providing me a line kind of thing. If you remember, see the stroke which we are using before in circle and line, right? It was telling me that it is giving me a particular, it is showing me how that looks like, right? Fill text is filling the color. Stroke text is not filling the color. Can you see? It's not filling it, right? So that's what is your stroke text. A double layer of line will come here. Let me bring back to 100 and let's come back to the code. So have a look at this code and let me know if you have any questions. I will also add fill text here for you. Okay, what will happen if I write both of them? Okay, I'm writing code beyond. Here I'm just going to give 10 itself, but here I'm going to give, let's say here I'm giving 100 and here I'm giving 200. So what's going to happen here? Okay, let's understand. So if I go to my browser, you can see you're getting both. One is the fill text and the another one is stroke text. One is at 100th height and the another one is at 200th height. That is why it is looking equally fine from all the directions. So have a look at this and please let me know if you have any doubts. Okay. Let me see the color stroke. The SVG was there. Yeah, the color stroke is there in SVG. So I'm going to use that. So when the session will start at 9:15, there I'll show you how to fill the color. Okay. And I hope you don't have any doubts till now. Let me see what all functions do we have here. Okay, cool. So this is what we have understood till now. So we have understood our line, we have understood our circle, we have understood our text as well. Now what we are going to do, we are going to understand the gradient. Okay, so we are going to see how a gradient will be created, a gradient color. If you do not know what is gradient, so first the bright color starts and then later on it becomes faded. That's what is gradient. You can have a single color gradient also, and you can have multiple colors gradient also. But how do we create this gradient? Let's understand. Okay, creating gradient is again gonna need some new functions, and this will become a little bit tricky for you. So let's understand what we are going to do. So after creating the canv, CANV, which is the 2D context, we are going to create a gradient. So I'm going to write here GRD. Okay, any variable you can take. I'm writing can, and then I'm going to use here create linear gradient. Okay, now understand what is this. This is basically providing you the values where you want the color to be. So if you see here the numbers, right? Canvas fill stroke styles dot create linear gradient. This create linear gradient function is coming because of canvas fill stroke styles. What are the values? X0, Y0, X1, Y1. So these are all the height and width which are giving. Okay, so let's say that I'm giving here 0, 0, 200, 0. Okay, so X0 and X0 and Y0 is 0, and X1 is 200, and then Y1 is 0. Okay. Some questions. Anmol Thakur. What is the text? What is the tech stack for front-end developer, and what is the roadmap? Will DSA be required for front-end software developer? So Anmol Thakur, if you are talking only about front-end developer, front-end name itself is saying that you need to work for the front end of the website. Okay, only for the front end. That means you have to work on the user perspective. So if I am opening facebook.com or mintra.com, I can see only what? I can see only those things which Facebook wants me to see. I can see only those things in Mintra which Mintra wants me to see. The product, the price, the review, the add to cart functionality, the product pictures, all those things. So that is what is front end. Similarly in Facebook, they want me to see all the posts. They want me to see the messages. So all those things I can see, and that's what is front end. So all those things, when you create, you are becoming a front end developer, right? What is the roadmap and what is the tech stack for that? You have to first of all have a very good understanding of HTML, CSS and JavaScript, because HTML will be used to design those web pages. CSS will be used to style the web pages to make it attractive, and JS will be used to make the web page behave properly. That means if you're clicking on messages, then messages should open. If you're clicking on anybody's profile, his or her profile should open. That's what is JavaScript doing, right? After that, you need to have an understanding of one or two JavaScript frameworks or libraries like Angular, React, those things. Now, these are the main components of a front-end developer, okay? But inside that, you will also understand some more things like Ajax, jQuery, JSON, APIs, right? DOM manipulation. These are some small topics which will be there included inside JavaScript and their frameworks. So if you know this much, and GitHub, because you have to store all your files there and you have to start repositorying all those things, all whatever things you'll create. So if you know all these things, I think that's gonna be more than enough to crack an interview and get a front-end developer position. That is what is the very short and crisp roadmap. If you go beyond that, suppose if you have experience 1 or 2 years of experience in front end, Then after GitHub, there are many more things. There are developer tools, Chrome developer tools, Chrome extensions. There are VSC extensions also, which we use. So there are a lot of things. So that's a different discussion. Will DSA be required? DSA for front-end developer? No, it is not required. Okay. Front-end developer? No. Web developer? When you talk about web developer means that you are creating something from scratch till the end. So backend, database, everything will come there. Then DSA is important. So if you have getting a interview of a web developer, they will ask you DSA questions. So there DSA is required. Okay. If you are going for a full stack position or a backend development or a database, they are going to ask you DSA questions. Okay. So this is create linear gradient. Let's see whether it is showing me anything in my file or not. So I'm gonna save this. Going to a browser, nothing is happening. It's not showing me anything, right? Maybe because I have not used stroke, or maybe because there are some functions of fill text or kind of fill style or fill rect which I have to use, which I have not used till now. I've just given a variable grd, and to that I've created a linear gradient, right? That's what I've done till now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show it. So I'm going to move here fill style. So I'm putting a style inside my canvas. Whenever you use this word fill, right? Fill means you have to fill something in the canvas. See here, when I used fill text, it was filling CodeBeyond in the canvas, right? When I use stroke text, it was making my text in a different manner. So fill means what you want to fill inside that canvas. I want to fill some style inside that canvas. What is that style? That style is nothing but this grd, because that is what I want in my canvas. I want linear gradient in my canvas, correct? That is my fill style which I'm doing, and I'm going to give a fill rect also to it. This is wrong. Fill rect means fill up the rectangle. Okay, so I'm going to create the rectangle. Let's say the rectangle is 10 comma 10 comma, you can see here x, y, w and h. So x and y is the position, w and h is the width and height of the rectangle. So the width of the rectangle I'm giving 150, height of the rectangle I'm giving 180. 10 and 10 is the position of the rectangle. Okay, so if I save this and if I go back to my browser, you can still see that it is not showing me anything. What is the reason is that it's not showing me anything? I have filled the style. I have told that inside this canvas there should be a rectangle, and I have also told that you have to create a linear gradient. But then why is it not showing me anything? It's not showing me anything because I have not given which color gradient do you want. I have not given it any color gradient, right? So I have to give a color gradient to it. I have to say it to them that which color do I want, right? So what I'm going to do, I have to give a start color and a stop color, because gradient always have a start and a stop. So what I'm going to do here is, to this style, which is the grd, I'm going to add here, add color stop, and to this I'm going to give 0. You can see here that's an offset number and the color. So next I'm going to give a color. So let's say I'm giving here red. The next I'm going to again use grd, and I'm going to use here add color stop. Here I'm going to stop it. So offset number will be 1. 0 is the starting, 1 is the stopping. Okay. Then I'm going to use here, let's say white. Okay. Let's save this and let's now see what is happening. So if I go to my browser, now you can see that there is something happening. Now understand what is happening. So if you have remember my code, right? In the code, you must remember that what canvas width and height I gave. The canvas, I'm not saying the rectangle width and height. The canvas width and height was 200 and 300. So the canvas width and height you can see. Inside this canvas, what was the code? I was filling a rectangle at position 10, 10 of width 150 and of height 180, right? So this rectangle will be designed inside the canvas, okay? And if you do not know, this fill rectangle is an SVG, scalable vector graphic thing, okay? So you can create any kind of shape inside the canvas. Right now I'm creating a rectangular shape inside my canvas. So in this shape, what I've given these things. I've told that the gradient should be there at this position with starting from red color and ending to white. That's what is happening. Okay, that's the whole rectangle. If I change the color, if let's say that I am closing it with a green color, okay, have a look, what is the output? So it's ending it with a green color, starting it with a red color. Again, you can do some changes. You can make 0 as let's say blue, and here you want to add it in a yellow color. So those changes you can do, right? So here you can see this is how it looks like. Now the linear gradient which I've given here, which is 0 0 comma 200 comma 0, let's understand again what was the values. It was x0 y0 x1 y1, right? 200 I gave when it was x1, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give here 0 comma 0. I'm going to give here 100 comma 100, okay, semicolon. Let's save this. Let's have a look what is happening. So if I go back, can you see what's happening? So the direction of the color has been changed, right? So understand what's happening. X0 and Y0 is this corner, okay, and X1 and Y1 is this corner. So when I gave X1 to be 200, sits in the middle. So from the center, everything is coming here and there. When I gave 100, 100 is here. Can you see? Sits now diagonally. If I change the code of my other corner, let's go to my code. Right now, X1, Y1, I'll make it 0. Okay. And to this X0, I'll give 200. Now you can see it will be ulta. It will be just opposite. Can you see? Now the blue color is starting from here and the yellow is ending here. So it's totally opposite. Because right now I have given the 200 value to x0 and not x1. Correct? Again, if I come back and if I change this 200 to 100, right? Again, you will see, no, earlier what did I do? Okay, I did change the y value. So this will be 0. This will be 100. Y0 I am giving as 100. Save this. Now it's gonna be ulta. So you can see here, it's opposite. Okay, so it's totally revolved around. Correct. So x0 and y0 is the corner value. X1 and y1 is the corner value. So if you create x and y axis, that's how it's gonna take this. Right. This is my linear gradient. This is how you can create the linear gradient programs. Some more question, what could be the CTC for front-end developer? If you're a fresher, there are companies offering from 3.5 to 6 LPA as a fresher. Okay. Right now, because of COVID, the demand is more. So there is a high chance that you will get a very good salary in most of the startup companies, because in most of the MNC's company, the stipend or the salary is fixed. They won't change it no matter how much good you are. But in startup, they do value your skills. So based on your skill, based on your talent, you can negotiate and you can go ahead. You can ask for something more. Okay. So now let's understand it in a more detailed way. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is, let's say what I'm doing here, I'm giving here 0 0, okay, and all the things I've given just 0 0, okay, x0 y0 x1 y1, all these 4 values are now 0. Okay, let's save this and let's have a look. So you can see right now nothing is coming. Okay, let's come back, and here to the x0 and y0 I'll give here 100 and 100. So x1 and y1 there's nothing. I'm gonna save this and gonna check out. So you can see from the corner, you can see that the light is coming, right? Which light? the yellow light is coming. That means the color is getting stopped at that point. Correct? Because my stopping point was yellow. So that color is getting stopped there, right? So the top the top left corner is x0, y0, and the bottom right corner is x1, y1. Okay. So here, suppose in my code, again, I'm coming back and let's say I'm giving here 0, 0, and here I'm giving 100. Here I'm giving 100. Okay. Let's save this. And now you can see that from the corner, the yellow color is coming. Okay. So now this is the proof that you must have understood what is x0, y0 and what is x1, y1. Cool. So from wherever you are giving the value, from that where the color will get stopped. Okay. Because in my case, I gave here only 200 and I did not give the y value. So it was not having the height. The y-axis was not there. Only the x-axis was there. When you give x and y, it's going to be diagonal, right? But now I only given x, so it's just this way. If I only give y, it's going to be this way, up and down, right? So right now, if I save this, you can see it's only from the horizontal part. If I change my code, if I give here 200 and not there, you can see it's up and down the vertical way, right? I hope you have understood this and there's no doubt. Nafis alarm, x0, y0 is the left top corner. x0, y0 is the left top corner. Yes. x1, y1 is the bottom right corner. Bottom right corner. Yes. Cool. So let's save this. Let's go ahead. Linear gradient is done. Now you're going to understand how you can create a radial gradient. Okay. So a radial or a circular gradient is something like it's not going to be coming from this way or this way. It's going to coming from the center. So the color is not coming from left side or right hand side. It's going to coming from the center. How we can do that? We need to change this. Okay. I'll do something. I'll copy this. I'll comment this. I'll scroll down. I'll write it here. And again, I'm going to give here a radial gradient. Now understand, when you're using radial gradient, the values will change. It's not going to be the same. So let's say I'm putting a bracket here and you can see what are the numbers. You have x0, y0, r0, x1, y1, r1. What is this? x0, y0 is again maybe some of the corner, but in circle we don't have any corners. Correct? R0 is the radius of that x and y thing. And R1 is the radius of x and y1. Okay. So let's say I'm just putting here 70, 50, this is my radius for that 5. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do 90, going to go 60 and going to go 100. Okay. And here, blue, yellow. Fill style, I'll give the same thing, and this also I'll give the same thing. Let's keep it small. Let's go to my browser. Let me show you the browser and let me save this. So here you can see what's happening. The color is not coming from either left or right. Basically, the color is coming from in the center, right? And that also I have given from where it has to come, correct? So I can see that there's a blue color and the top color is yellow. That is perfectly fine. But how this particular gradient is working, how much big is the circle, those things we do not know. So let's understand. Let's come back to the code and let's say starting from 0, I'm going to give the numbers. So here, the only thing to these values which I've given is the radius 5. Okay. And nothing else. So I'm going to save this and have a look what is happening. So you're not getting any blue color. Okay. So we have understood, even we have given the radius will not be visible because the x and y value you have not given. So the blue color is not coming up. Okay. If I change this radius to 0, nothing is going to happen because see, you have not used your pencil, but you have said that I've created a 5 diameter or 5 radius circle. If you've not used your pencil or pen and you have just created, what have you created? It won't be visible, right? So it doesn't matter. This will not give you anything. Cool. Now, suppose if I give here some values, let's say I'm giving here 70, 55, and here I'm going to give 0, 0, 0 or 0, 0, 100. Even then, nothing is going to happen. Let's see. So now, 1 second, let me give here 0. Okay. So now if I go to my browser, what you can see here, you can see that the color is starting from the corner and it's getting bigger, right? And if I change the radius to 100, right now it was 0, I'm changing the radius of my y1 to 100. If I save this, you can see what's happening. You can see the circle. Can you see the circle, the blue color? Imagine that this circle is completed. Can you see my mouse? That's a circle. So when it is 0, it is not creating any circle. But when I've given 100, it is creating a circle which is coming as a blue color. If I give 50 as a radius, so it's a very small circle now. Okay, it's just the half of 100. Okay, let's say that I'm not giving anything, any number in my radial gradient. Not even one single number. Okay, let's save this. You won't be seeing anything in the browser. Okay, this is what I'm being able to see. Now, let's say I'm giving here 5 radius and I'm giving here 100. And I'm not written any x0 or x1 value or y0 or y1 value, right? Let's save this. Let's have a look. Can you see what's happening? So because you have given the radius, you have given 5 and 100, the two different colors have two different radius. So the inner radius is this 5 and the bigger one, can you see this blue color in the corner? That's 5 radius. And the bigger one is the 100 radius. So it's telling you how much the shadow will move. So if I make this 100 as 50 and if I save this, you can see the shadow is now small. The shadows are now small, right? Let's use 50 and then let's give the values to the x0 and y0. So in x0 and y0, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some values to it. So let's say I'm giving here 75 and here I'm going to give 50. Okay, I'm not giving anything to my another part of the x1 and y1. Okay, so let's go back and let's save this. Now can you see what is happening? So what's happening here? Your position is getting changed, right? X and y is what I've told. X and y is just the position, the width, the x and the y. So x and y position has been changed for one corner. For other corner, it's still the same. So for the other corner, again, I can change the value. So I can give here, let's say I'm giving here 90 and 60. You can't see the code, but I'm just changing it to 1960. I have not saved the file. Let's save it. So that is what is 9060. So my inner radius where the blue color is bright, that's 5 radius. And the outer radius where the shadow is coming, that's the 50 radius. And the x and y positions is from the corner. So from the corner, this is 75 and 50. And from this corner, that is 90 and 60. That's the x and y axis. See, first time you will have some problem. You will not understand what am I saying, how it is working. But when you do trial and error, the way I have done, I just make it 0, 0, 0 first. And then I started giving values to it. Then I understood, okay, this is what is happening, right? That's how you have to do. That's how you have to do trial and error method. Gradient is some of the topics. This canvas and SVG is some of the topics which will get only understand when you will do trial and error. You have to practice. You have to give some different numbers. Try to give a decimal number. Understand whether the difference is there or not. Right? So those things, if you do trial and error, then only you'll be able to understand this kind of things. Right? So this was all about canvas. Inside a canvas, how can I create something? Now what we are going to understand is SVG. Okay, so we'll take a 15 minutes of break and then we'll again come back at 9:15 or 9:20 and we're going to understand how we can work with SVG. So what is SVG? It's scalable vector graphics. It's the same something like Canvas, but in a different way, because here we can create a rectangle, circle, semicircle, arc, cone, anything, any kind of diagram, any kind of pictorial representation. Okay, so cool. I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope you have understood all of the things. Please do not forget to practice. If you are not practicing this, later on after 10 days, you will not remember what sir told X and Y value, which was the radius, what was what. Okay, so please practice so that you remember that which is the function for linear gradient, what is the function for color gradient, what is the function for rectangle, what is the function for stroke, what is the function for fill text, right? Those all things you will only remember when you will practice. So please practice and also join the Telegram channel so that you get an updated and notifications on your Telegram channel about the live sessions when I'm coming live, and all the project files also you will get there. Also, please do subscribe the channel, do hit the notification bell so that you get notified in YouTube app as well. And also please like and share the video so that anybody else can also get to know that these sessions are going for free and you're understanding everything. Okay. So cool. I'll be meeting you at 9:15 or 9:20 again. So if you can have your dinner, have it, or otherwise take your time. I'll come by 9:20. Okay. So let's meet up and then we'll understand what is SVG. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye. Take care.